You think mental toughness is loud. You think it's aggression, hype, chest-thumping confidence, the kind that shouts, "I can do this," while the world applauds. But real toughness is quieter than that. Real toughness is what you do when nobody is watching, when your hands are shaking, when your breathing turns shallow, when your mind starts offering you one irresistible option: panic. And if you ever face a moment where panic is fatal, you learn something quickly. The strongest warrior isn't the one who feels no fear. It's the one who doesn't obey it. In Japan, they had a word for that state: Fudōshin, the immovable mind, not frozen, not numb, immovable, a mind that can feel chaos and still choose clarity. If you want to understand why that concept matters, don't study it in a temple first. Study it in a place where mistakes don't cost pride. They cost lives. You've probably heard of Navy SEALs, and you've probably heard of samurai, two worlds separated by centuries, weapons, and politics. But the deeper you go, the more uncomfortable the similarity becomes, because both groups were built to operate under a pressure that breaks normal people. Both trained for violence, yes, but more than that, both trained for decision-making inside fear. Both learned the truth. Most people avoid their entire lives. Your mind is either a weapon or a liability. So let me confront you with this. You say you want discipline. You say you want confidence. You say you want confidence. But your average day has no real danger. And still your mind collapses over small discomforts. A hard conversation. A boring task. A delayed reward. A single inconvenience. You don't need bullets to test you. Your phone does it. Your bed does it. Your cravings do it. And most days, you surrender without a fight. That's not a character flaw. That's training. You are being trained daily into weakness. Think about that for a moment, because training is not what you intend. Training is what you repeat. And if you repeat comfort, you build a comfort identity. If you repeat avoidance, you build an avoidance identity. Then one day, you wonder why, under pressure, you can't rise up. But nobody rises under pressure. They fall to the level of their training. Here's the shocking statistic that should change how you see your own mind. Research has estimated the average person touches their phone over 2,600 times per day. That's thousands of micro-surrenders to impulse. Thousands of tiny rehearsals for distraction. You call it normal life. Your nervous system calls it conditioning. Now, warrior culture has a different relationship with conditioning. SEALs don't romanticize confidence. They don't bet their lives on feeling brave. They build protocols. They build calm. They build repeatable actions when the brain is screaming. And that is exactly where the samurai crossover becomes deadly useful. Because samurai philosophy was never just poetry about honor. It was practical psychology for survival, how to keep your hand steady when your mind is on fire. You see it in the writings that survive from Japan's warrior class, in the obsession with composure, readiness, and decisive action. You see it echoed today in modern warrior training, less about glory, more about controlling the self when everything outside is uncontrollable. Let me tell you what save lives really means in this crossover. It doesn't mean a SEAL read an old book and suddenly became a swordmaster. It means certain mental rules, old rules, match the nervous system's reality under stress. When your heart rate spikes, your fine motor skills degrade. Your vision narrows. Your brain starts time warping. You lose options. So what saves you isn't inspiration. It's simplicity, a mind that stays functional. That is Fudōshin. And now I'm going to give you the truth bomb. The difference between a civilian mind and a warrior mind is not courage. It is relationship to discomfort. A civilian negotiates with discomfort. A warrior uses it as a signal. You feel resistance, and you ask, how do I avoid this? A warrior feels resistance and asks, what is this teaching me? That single shift changes everything. In SEAL training, discomfort is not an accident, it's the point. Cold water, sleep deprivation, physical exhaustion, confusion, being yelled at, being made to fail. It's not cruelty for entertainment. It's stress inoculation, exposure to pressure until pressure becomes familiar. The samurai had their own version of this, repetition of basics until the basics don't break under fear. Training the body to move while the mind is noisy, training the mind to stay still while the body is strained, not because they loved pain, because they respected reality. So here are the 3 parallels, 3 lessons that I want you to steal, not admire, use. First, the ritual of readiness. Modern operators are obsessed with preparation, not as perfectionism preparation, as respect. Check your gear. Check your plan. Check your team. Reduce unknowns. In Japanese warrior culture, the outward ritual equipment, posture, etiquette, was not decoration. It was psychological alignment. When you prepare the outer world, you stabilize the inner world. You think you need motivation to do the hard thing. But what you actually need is readiness rituals, so small they feel almost stupid. If you want to write, your readiness ritual is opening the document and writing 1 sentence. If you want to train, your ritual is putting on the shoes and stepping outside. If you want to study, your ritual is sitting down and opening the book to the exact page. The mind calms when it recognizes a familiar sequence. That sequence becomes your entrance into Fudōshin. You don't feel ready. You perform readiness, and readiness creates calm. Second, decision over emotion. You've been lied to by modern culture. It tells you to follow your feelings as if feelings are wise. Feelings are weather. They change, they exaggerate, they distort. Under pressure, your feelings will always suggest the easiest exit. SEALs learn to separate signal from noise. The body screams. The mind protests. The mission remains. That doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means not letting pain become your commander. Samurai training, at its best, aimed at the same, to act without being owned by emotion. Fudōshin isn't the absence of feeling. It's the refusal to let feeling steer the wheel. So when you don't want to do the thing, you stop asking your mood for permission. You choose, then you execute. You are not a child asking, "Do I feel like it?" You are a warrior asking, "What did I decide?" Third, the discipline of the small moment. People imagine life or death decisions are made in the moment of crisis, but the truth is more brutal. The crisis only reveals what you practiced in the small moments. In training, the little things are never little. How you fold your gear, how you show up on time, how you communicate under stress, how you keep moving when nobody is clapping. Those are not habits, they are identity. Samurai culture understood this too. The way you bow, the way you maintain your blade, the way you hold your posture. These are rehearsals for composure. If you can't master yourself in peace, you won't master yourself in war. Now let's make this personal, because if this stays abstract, it becomes entertainment, and entertainment will not save your life metaphorically or literally. Your battlefield is not a beach under cold surf. It's your morning. It's your habits, it's your attention, it's your cravings, it's your ability to do what you said you would do. And right now, if you're honest, you have a pattern. You wait until you feel strong. Then you act. Then you feel strong. Then you act. Then you feel strong for a moment. Then you relapse. That cycle is not you being broken. It's you being untrained. So here is the new mindset. This is where Fudōshin becomes practical. You will stop trying to be fearless. You will train to be functional. Functional means even with fear, even with fatigue, even with discomfort, you can still do the next correct action, not the whole mountain, the next step. This is why warrior culture values simplicity. Complexity collapses under stress. Simplicity survives. So I'm going to give you a method you can run starting today. It's the same principle in different clothing, a modern version of ancient practice. When you feel pressure, you do 3 things, always in this order. First, you label the state. You say, "This is stress," not "I'm dying," not "I can't." Just, "This is stress." That single sentence creates distance. Distance creates choice. Second, you narrow the world to 1 action, not 10, 1. Make the call, write the first paragraph, do the first set, take the shower, close the app. One action that moves you forward. Third, you return to ritual. You do the same readiness sequence every time. The body recognizes it. The mind follows. This is how you build your immovable mind, by repeating a calm entrance into action. Now, let's talk about the mistakes you will make, because you will make them, and I want you to catch them before they cost you a year of your life. Mistake 1. You confuse intensity with toughness. You go all in for 3 days. You post about it. You feel unstoppable. Then your nervous system collapses and you vanish. Toughness is not a sprint. Toughness is the ability to return. Again. Mistake 2. You treat discipline like a mood. You say, "I'll do it when I'm ready." That's the civilian mind. The warrior mind says, "I'll do it at the scheduled time, ready or not." Your feelings are invited to come along, but they don't get a vote. Mistake 3. You keep your environment friendly to weakness. You keep temptation within reach, and then act surprised when you fall. That is not moral failure. That is poor strategy. Warriors shape terrain. They don't just pray for strength. Mistake 4. You use shame as fuel. Shame burns hot and dies fast. It makes you dramatic, not disciplined. The warrior doesn't need self-hatred. The warrior needs standards and repetition, calm correction, quiet consistency. Now I'll give you the challenge. It's simple, and it's designed to build Fudōshin in your ordinary life. For the next 7 days, choose one discomfort you've been avoiding. One, not your whole life. One specific thing that you keep postponing because it makes you uneasy. Then create a readiness ritual that takes less than 60 seconds. Something you can do no matter what. Open the document, put on the shoes, set the timer, clear the desk, step outside. Every day you will do the ritual, and then you will do 5 minutes of the task. Only 5. If you continue longer, fine. But the contract is 5 minutes, no negotiation, because what you're training is not productivity. You're training obedience to your own decision under discomfort. You're training the immovable mind, and your specific action step is this. Right after this, write the one task you're avoiding on a piece of paper. Under it, write your 60-second readiness ritual. Under that, write 5 minutes every day. For 7 days, put it somewhere you'll see it in the morning. You want the warrior culture crossover? Then stop collecting warrior quotes and start practicing warrior behavior. One last thing. Tell me in the comments, what is the one discomfort you've been avoiding, and what exact time will you do your 5 minutes tomorrow?